with the bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch. Fitzer drives it into right center. Humphrey scores. Hidalgo behind him. Fitzer has delivered again. A walk-off win in the 10th.
Hi, this is Alan Espinal. Welcome to In the Den.
Thanks, Alan, and welcome to Lone Mart Field in Rancho Cucamonga. The final regular season games are in the books, and the Grizzlies are ready for the postseason as they'll host the San Jose Giants on Tuesday night at Chukchansi Park at 6:50. We can't wait to see you out there. Well, this week, the Grizzlies did wrap up the regular season against the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, and the series got off to a great start.
The playoff field is set, but the Fresno Grizzlies are on the road for the final regular season series of 2025 down in Rancho Cucamonga, taking on the Quakes at Lone Mart Field. 0-2 flared into right field, and that's down for a hit. Holiday racing around third. Up with it is Viderick, and his throw goes to second. Tanner Thatch, an RBI knock, and the Grizzlies have the early 1-0 lead. And DeLeese skies it into center. Backing up is Martinez. He'll get behind it and make the catch. Kalaz tagging, and the throw will be cut off behind the mound. And it's a sacrifice fly for Wilder DeLeese as the Grizzlies are in front 2-0. 1-1 pitch. Chopped towards third. Hidalgo fields it, steps on the bag at third. He'll throw to first. There's a double play. And Brody Brent gets out of it right at pitch number 30. And protect you from that. 3-2 pulled sharply off the bag. Thatch gets the deflection, recovers, and throws to Breck for the out. For the second time in a week, he recovers the out. The 0-2 pitch from Breck. Slider, swing and a miss, strike three. 3 straight sliders. And he got further and further down and away. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. Strike 3. Brody Breck with back-to-back strikeouts after loading the bases. His 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Breck strikes out the side, and for the second of his first 3 innings, gets into trouble with the bases loaded and gets out of it. Here's 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. He got Hernandez, and that is the first professional strikeout for Zach Harris. Jimenez exhausts the pitch clock, now delivers. Breaking ball hammered, deep right field, way back there. No doubt about it. The first professional home run for Ethan Holiday has tied this game at 5. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider got him again. And Espinal applies the tag. 4 Ks for Seth Clausen. 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Slider again. Oh, he's fancy. Got him looking. Clausen strikes out the side. 1-0 pitch. He drives this. Deep center field. Martinez back, sprinting back. He'll turn and watch it hit off the base of the wall. Humphrey scores. Hidalgo will score as well. A 2-run double for Robert Kalaz. And the Grizzlies are back in front in the 9th, 7-5. Hampu's pitch. Chopped up the middle again. DeLeese behind the bag at second, has it, throws to first, and finishes it. It's a glorious Tuesday night. The Grizzlies are victorious as Fresno slugs its way to a series opening win at Rancho Cucamonga. The Grizzlies win it 7-5 on this Tuesday night. fresh off slugging their way to a victory in the series opener. The Fresno Grizzlies are in Rancho Cucamonga for Game 2 of this 6-game series against the Quakes. 0-2 pitch, and this is a soft flare out to left. Humphrey racing to his right, dives, and made the catch. Jacob Humphrey with the diving grab saves a couple more runs. 2 from right. Fitzer pulls it on the ground to third, and Harlan couldn't backhand it. It skips out into left field. In to score is Thatch, and the Grizzlies are on the board here in the second inning. And has played a lot in the outfield. He flares one out into center. Long run coming in. That's going to fall. Martinez got a late jump, and then his throw is late as Kevin Fitzer comes around from second. An RBI knock for Jacob Humphrey, his first professional RBI. Pulls the Grizzlies within 1. 3-1 from Herrera. And this is driven deep into right field. Back is Fitzer. Fitzer at the warning track at the wall. Leaps up, and he made the catch. Right up against the wall, Kevin Fitzer leaps and then immediately threw his hands up after a terrific grab. 2-2 pitch from Herrera. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. And Marcos with another K. Make it his 4th. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball pulled on the ground to short. Holiday backing up. Gets it. Goes to second for 1. The turn from Hernandez. In time. Double play. Roynier Hernandez with a rocket to first base. One, 2 from Tiero. And Brito drives this deep right field. Palakaye! His first home run has given the Grizzlies the lead. And that was crushed. 109 miles an hour off the bat. 415 feet to deep right field. With 2 on and nobody out, he's gotten it out, and they intentionally walked Holiday to load the bases. Payoff pitch. Hidalgo takes. That is down low, ball 4. And it forces in the go-ahead run for the Grizzlies. That is the danger in walking the bases loaded to set up the force. 2-2 from Figueiredo. Thatch flares it out into right field. That is down for a hit. Humphrey will score. Holiday around third. Throw's not going there. It goes to third. Hidalgo's in there standing up. A 2-run single by Tanner Thatch. And the Grizzlies are up 7-4 with a 3-run ninth. 2-2 pitch. Chop towards second. Big hop for Hernandez. He's got it on the grass. Throws to first. And they get him. It's a glorious Wednesday night. The Grizzlies are victorious as they hold on despite the late push from the Quakes. 7-6 the final, and Fresno takes each of the first 2 games in the series.
This is Mike Lindskog, the voice of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Don't be confused with that. We're both wearing black on Sunday.
I think we look good.
It's a good start to the final day of the regular season. Both of these teams are headed to the playoffs, but you are wrapping up your time in Rancho Cucamonga.
That's where this direction. I thought we were going to preview a potential Cal League championship series here, and
Well, that's
you
you.
just turn the table.
No, I want to turn up the heat a little bit. You've been in the Cal League for a while. You have seen a lot of good teams and a lot of great players come through. I'm just wondering, like, as you are reflecting this weekend a little bit, what moments pop out immediately?
Well, it's been a long, good run. I had a Cal League tenure in 2001 through 2003 with the High Desert Mavericks. Rest in peace, Mavs. And then came back to the West Coast to do California League baseball here in Rancho Cucamonga when my wife moved here. then girlfriend at the time, but of course now wife. And we've been really lucky, very blessed to have a great life here in Southern California. See a lot of great teams, as you alluded to, a lot of great players. My first year was the Mike Trout year here at Rancho Cucamonga, which was the Angels last year. And ironically, after 15 years of Dodger baseball here in this community, they'll return to the Angel affiliation next year. Standout moments, to answer your question, Cody Bellinger had a walk-off home run in Game 1 of the championship series against San Jose. He hit another bomb in the clinching game in a Game 3 win to wrap it all up. Those are some pretty good memories. We had a lot of other great memories here along the way. Corey Seager had an MVP caliber year here, and in fact was the Cal League MVP in 2014. And just to see all the big league rehabbers, we're very lucky with our proximity, less than an hour from Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers entrust us with their talent at the big league level. Don't mess it up. Don't screw it up, Rancho. And it's been awesome. We've seen Clayton Kershaw here a number of times. Back in the day, Walker Buehler, Justin Turner, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, they've all had time here at Lone Mark Field. And as you know, as a broadcaster, you live for some of those extra special moments. And every time we've got a big leaguer in the house, it provides a special moment for these fans. And of course, being a part of that and getting to talk about it on the radio and relay all that information, all those fun times to the fans, that's what it's about. That's what does it for me. I'm sure you could find some similar characteristics there.
Well, I was going to say, I think being able to tell these stories, and obviously we saw the first home run of Ethan Holiday early this week, and we both get to see that, watch that, and you watch these guys go up and move on to the big league club. But you talked about, you've seen two organizations come in, and now an organization is coming back next year. The changes that you've seen over the decade and a half that you've been here, I know sometimes fans, like there's those emotional attachments to it, but is there also a freshness to seeing different things in different situations that you can kind of place throughout the different years? And it's like, oh yeah, Mike Trout was here in 2011 or earlier, right?
Yeah.
But what is that kind of like in your mind when you're kind of piecing together all these kind of historic parts of minor league baseball?
Sure. The affiliation change less impactful than the level change. When COVID hit, we came out of COVID after the lost season of 20, and the California League was no longer high A, it was low A. That was, that's a little bit of a downer, in that the talent isn't quite as strong as what it was for all those years that you call California League baseball prior to that switch. So that transition has been certainly different. And then, of course, not only did we drop a level from high A to low A, but there is really no lower level than the California League now, because they eliminated, the Pioneer League and the short season affiliations and what have you. So getting used to that transition was easily the most difficult thing to kind of wrap your head around. You're missing 30 teams in the grand scheme of things, and then the level switch was very strange. We go from having, college kids who are mature with, wives and kids, potentially 22 to 25 years old, to suddenly we got 17 and 18-year-olds dominating our league, which is obviously, as you get older, shockingly, you have less in common with these 17, 18, 19-year-olds coming along.
Do we though?
So, finding something to relate to the players with as broadcasters grow older, I find salvation in the coaching staff these days, because they're much more relatable. They're hopefully along in life than they are with 17, 18, 19-year-old kids in the California League. And then as far as the affiliation switch, being part of the Dodger family has been just awesome. It's been everything. My dad, being from Spokane, Washington, my dad grew up a Dodger fan because of the AAA affiliation way back in the day with the Spokane Indians. Tommy Lasorda was the manager in Spokane. Maury Wills, Ron Say, all Pee Wee Reese, they all rolled through Spokane. And so he grew up a Dodger fan. And so I was obviously very familiar with the Dodger brand coming into this affiliation. Of course, Vin Scully, we all look up to the legacy that he has left behind. And so there's just so much pride being involved with the Dodgers. I mean, I am truly a Dodger through and through, being affiliated with them for the last 15 years and just getting used to and accustomed to how they operate in their system, how they kind of manage their players, the techniques that they use, the things that they focus on to make sure that they're tip-top is really neat. Because, you look around the rest of the league and you compare and contrast, what do I have here versus what do the other 7 teams look like? And it's really prideful to be able to say, I love how I say we, like another government, but I love how we do it in-house here. I love the Dodgers system, and it's been great to be a part of that.
Well, there is a we, because we're with them every day, and you get to know these people and tell their stories. I wonder for you, you talked about the level of change. I think one of the things that's been exciting is I was in the Cal League 13 years ago when I met you the first time, and I think the first that you get here, right? Like I already talked about the first home run on Tuesday, Roldy Burrito hit his first home run on Wednesday. The professional milestones that these guys hit where they're just getting their feet wet. Do you value that, or how much do you value that when you're getting to know these guys and it's like, man, this is going to be a significant milestone on their step to the big leagues?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about being prideful and having joy in all those moments. I love the fact that you and I were here this week for the Ethan Holiday home run. It's historic. You get excited about that because what got us into the game, it's not the Colorado Rocky affiliation, it's not the Los Angeles Dodger affiliation, it's the love of baseball. And so when we can celebrate a kid like Ethan Holiday going yard and Roldy Burrito, who, we've talked about, offset here about just how he's kind of underappreciated in the national prospect limelight. Like, that kid can play a little bit, and I am underselling it drastically. Yeah. And so watching him flourish here, 5-hit game, he crushed the home run. Like, that's exciting stuff because, in 3 or 4 years, those are going to be names where people are going to be like, oh, yeah, I went out to Coors Field and watched Roldy Burrito and Ethan Holiday and such. And so, from your perspective, and I know you take a lot of pride in this as well, to be involved in milestones and debuts and firsts of sorts, which we've seen this year, this is the level to get that. Nobody debuts professionally at the AA and the AAA level. They all start
exactly,
and to be a part of that, to get a taste of that selfishly is just awesome.
Absolutely. And then the other part of that, where we'll wrap up, is winning. And you've called the California League Championship before. Both of these teams, your team, my team, we're in the playoffs. We know, and I did this backwards to you on purpose. I went and talked to you about the personal stuff first. But when it comes to the team stuff, what do you think separates when it comes to this point in the year? I've talked with a lot of people about first half champion versus second half champion. The Quakes are a largely different team than they were in the first half, and still kind of learning what that identity is here in the second half versus, there's a team right down the road in Inland Empire who looks by all metrics to be the hottest team, and yet they have like the second worst record in the Cal League over the course of the year. What typically bodes well for the postseason?
I mean, that's a great question, and I don't think there's really a clear-cut, definitive answer that's going to be like, oh, this is it right here. The way minor league baseball is structured, and as you know, but just for the fans, first half champion, second half champion. Why? Why do they do it that way? Well, because there's so much turnover over the course of an entire year that you can't possibly expect that first half champion to remain intact. Promotion is the name of the game. We've lost half our team to the higher levels, handful in trades because of the deadline, because that's what the Dodgers do. They trade to acquire help at the big league level. And you're seeing something similar. Your opening day roster doesn't look anything with what you're going to open up with at home next week against San Jose. So honestly, I think it's a crash course in let's quickly develop as much chemistry as we have. Let's get some rest where we can. Let's try not to wear ourselves out, because so many of these guys right now that are going to go forward to the California League playoffs are in their first year and maybe even their first couple of months of minor league baseball. So there's the whirlwind of the college season, or for some even the high school season. Get acclimated to pro ball. Here you are in a championship setting. Hey, sink or swim, get in there. Hope you get along with your teammates and you find gel and chemistry and all that. There really is no clear-cut solution there. It's a bit of a crapshoot at this point in the year. But in saying that, and you pointed out Inland Empire, they're potentially going to have an 8-game winning streak as they head into the playoffs. And, we've been cold as here over the last 2 weeks. but yet baseball, man. It's baseball. Would it stun me if the 8-0 over the last 8-game Inland Empire 66ers, took a dive to the Dodger affiliate and the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes next week? Not at all, because that's just baseball. And guys peak. One time you can be 0 for 21 over the course of a week, and all of a sudden you're 7 for your last 10, because that's baseball.
I'm going to spin that phrase. Such a blessing, but that's baseball. Great to get to hang out with you, Mike. Thanks so much for that. Thank you, Tim.
After another super slugging effort from the Fresno Grizzlies on Wednesday night, Fresno has taken the first 2 games of the 6-game series, the final regular season series here in Rancho Cucamonga. 2-1. And Espinal drives it into right center field. This is going to be a long run, and it's going to split the outfielders. A one-hopper up against the wall, picked up on the warning track by the right fielder Meza. Relay throw bobbled, and Hernandez scores from first on an RBI double from Alan Espinal. As it's full. Payoff pitch from Cox, and it's chased up high. Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Jackson Cox registers his first strikeout on the night. Payoff pitch. And this is lined into center field, down for a hit. Hinderleiter cruises in. Hidalgo around third will score as well. Alan Espinal, a 3 RBI night. Cox 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball pulled on the ground to third. Hidalgo has it. Goes to second for 1. The turn from Hernandez is in time. Double play. Around the horn, Hidalgo to Hernandez to Hinderleiter. And just like it's been all season. First pitch, and DeLeese crushes it deep right field. If it's fair, it's gone. Palakaye! Way out of here from DeLeese, right down the right field line on a pitch up and in. He hit it 103 miles an hour off the bat, 392 feet down the line for the 3rd homer of the year for the switch-hitting 19-year-old. Cushion 2-2, and Hernandez drives this into the gap in right center. It's down, and it's going to roll onto the warning track, up against the wall, picked up by Martinez. But Rainier Hernandez has a leadoff double, and the Grizzlies in business again to start the 8th. With some runners on. 2-2 to Espinal, and he drives this into left center field. Long run, and over the head of Jose Hernandez, who leaps but couldn't catch it. This will roll up against the wall. Hernandez had to wait, but he cruises home to score. And Alan Espinal has his 3rd RBI hit of the night, his 4th RBI of the night, and extends the Grizzlies' lead to 5. Pitch, grounded to short, to his left. DeLeese has it, flips to second, and that'll do it. It's a glorious Thursday night. The Grizzlies are victorious as Fresno has come into Rancho and taken the first 3 games, scoring 7 runs each time. Tonight they win it 7-1. Sitting on the doorstep of a division championship in the second half, the Fresno Grizzlies have won the first 3 games in Rancho Cucamonga and look to take the series with a chance to celebrate a second half banner. Herther kicks in, deals, and Fitzer lifts it into left field. High, Code chasing it, looking, and it is out of here! Kevin Fitzer with his 5th homer of the year, and there's the 4th straight game with a home run for Fresno. Geronimo from the stretch deals, and Hidalgo rakes it into the left center field. Long run for Martinez. He's going to turn and watch it go. Palakaye, left center field for Hidalgo. It's a glorious Friday night. The Grizzlies are victorious, and they are the second half North Division champions as they clinch the second half title with a demonstrative win. 20-8 the final, as Fresno has won the first 4 games of the series, and they do it with one of their best offensive nights of the season. Yang out of the wind, he delivers, and Holiday tattoos this. Deep center field. Martinez can only watch as this ball is gone. Second homer for Ethan Holiday. Run producer since joining the club. 2-0, and he hammers this. Deep right field. Viderick back. He will watch it go off of the scoreboard. In right center, the first professional home run for Tanner Thatch. And the Grizzlies double the lead again. It is 4-0 Fresno.
Grizzlies wrap up in sunny Southern California and hoping to come back next week to open up the championship series. But really do appreciate you tuning in. Special thanks to Mike Lindskog, the voice of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. And we're going to see you Tuesday night at Chukchansi Park when the Grizzlies host the San Jose Giants. Be game 1 of the best of 3 series in the North Division playoffs. Thanks so much for tuning in. On behalf of the Fresno Grizzlies, I'm Tim Slack. Thanks for watching In the Den.